This is Steve Whetstone. That's me. Doing a review of not pole vault. I just did pole vault. I'm going to review wevote. I volunteered for them for a while down at Code for America, Code for San Francisco. We have like a weekly hacking thing that we meet there every Wednesday. But this is my review of pole vault for them, and I haven't really seen the working website yet. So, but I was involved in it a little bit in the early phases, so I have some familiarity already. And I've also seen pole vault, so I'm that kind of user. I'm eating Dinty Moore beef stew with a glass of milk. I'm coming off working on my laptop Mac. I've got another Mac with some science fiction, a Mac iMac on my desktop next to it, with a movie that I might watch later. Oh. Okay, drink of milk. Yeah, oh, milk is good. And my cat is looking at me like, I want milk too. So, that's my persona. White male, 47, well-educated, unemployed. Um, Pretty much unemployed, let's say that. Dissatisfied. I identify with um, the disenfranchised and the poor. I've got my rent-controlled apartment. I don't know how that really figures in, but whatever. So, I don't know how wevote is getting people to their site. For the moment, it's really important to understand why people come to your site, to understand how they're going to use it. I'm going to try and do the same thing I did for pole vault, which is basically, I'm going to use wevote to try and decide how to vote. And I'm not going to worry about how I got there. Let's just say somebody I trust gave me a link to wevote, and I said, okay, sure, I'll try it. So, wevote USA, wevote project. Google wants to know my location. I will allow it. Can late night TV host influence the way? Damn straight they can. Honestly, Jon Stewart. Or used to. I would, if Jon Stewart said to vote one way, I probably would. Wevote. Okay, this is not a website. This is a project page. I'm at the wrong place. I remember seeing this from before when I was working with their team, but they were actually building a functional website, and I believe they have it. Wow. Oh, comment on them. I worked for them and am doing a video review of them. Great, except I'm not doing a video review of them because so far all I see is a project page. I think if I join us, this is going to let me join the team. Yes, let me volunteer. I don't want to volunteer. I want to vote. I want voting advice. I want to find out how I should vote without a lot of bullshit. So let's try this again. wevote. That was wevote USA. Was it the wevote project? Is that what I need? That doesn't make sense. How to start a movement in 90 seconds. Strategy, blah, blah, blah. Yes, sounds good. Get started. Create an account. Oh, log in with Facebook. Good. You will receive your public profile and email address. Yeah, that's interesting. Pole vault wanted my friends list, too. Alright, well, we're allowed to. Sure. Great. It filled things in for me. Now it's making me fill this in. 1067 Market Street. City, yes. You don't need this. Why are you wasting my time? I should be able to just put in a zip code. Oh. Because there's no California option. I can Okay, I live in New York now. San Francisco, New York. Password? I don't know. Does this work? All lowercase. Does this work? All lowercase. Save. Should last password? Yes, it should. Save. Okay, it saved correctly at least. I believe that will. Well, doesn't want to be edit profile. Everybody does this though. I mean, honestly, LastPass never gets that URL correct. It always gives me like the login URL, and I have to truncate it. Okay. Anyways, registration complete. Now you can check out what your representatives are up to. Okay. I don't want to check what my representatives are up to. Tom Avelley, sponsored. Tom Avelley, okay. John McKay, sponsored K90. That's great. There's other websites that do this already, though. What I'd like is to know what's going to be on my ballot and why I should vote one way or another. Not seeing that. Is this any use at all to me? Settings, profile. I don't really care about my profile notifications. Alright, so this looks like a website for discussing politics. Like there aren't enough of those around. Log in. Log in with Facebook. What? Come on. Okay, it had me logged in, I think. I don't know. This isn't even ready for beta user testing. Nice graphics. The icon? What is that? Some leaves? So it's a green. It's a green thing. That looks like leaves. Maybe it's a check mark. Kind of like pole vault, but pole vault actually looks like a check mark. That looks like two leaves coming up. Like inverse, like white leaves on a green background. Yeah, I forget the site that listed all those. Somebody pointed it out to me in a discussion forum on a political, I go to like websites where we talk about, mostly alternate, where they talk about politics and stuff, and somebody sent me to a really good data source, as well as pointed me out some government place that will tell you all this. So this is really just data from some government source that they have to like report this stuff. It's just repackaged. Although it's repackaged well, we've got some nice pictures here. I like the pictures. Those are good. Easy to sort. This is really for wonks, though. This is for policy wonks. This is for people who are so engaged in the political process they want to read about the latest sponsored bill by Tommy Avalon. That's a fan. The person who reads this is a fan of Tony Avella or hates Tony Avella. Nobody else cares about this site. Same with Neil Breslin. I mean, unless you care a lot about these people, you don't really want to know what they did on every day of the week. So the audience for this is, I don't know, lobbyists? Lobbyists could use this. This would be a great resource for lobbyists, but not for a real voter. Maybe I'm at the wrong site. Let me try wevote again. Wevote. Because they're wevote San Francisco. So this is what I put together or worked on. Yeah. This is you can experience our current design mock-up here. So I guess they just have current design mock-ups. They're too late for the election. I mean, they might get there at the last week, but I don't know, maybe. Right now, they're not ready for public voting, for public assistance to help the public. Let's do a user review of their wireframe and mock-up. So I've seen some of this before. I thought it was pretty neat. They turned me on to InVision, which is, you can sort of do these for free in InVision, like if you do limited quantity. So I was real impressed with how InVision works as a mock-up tool for, doing demos. But let's maximize this. So it makes little like clickable things here. Wow. If this is the home page, they are screwed. This is way too complicated and non-attractive. The screen helps us jump to the starting point for demos and use. Oh, okay, it's not a screen the voter would see. Good. Voter starting points: Google searches, email from organization, email from fan, Facebook post, tweet. Good. wevote team quick links, wevote landing page, ballot without intro, voter guide dashboard, email reminders from wevote. Let's go with the starting point of a email with a Facebook post. For me, it would probably be a article discussion comment post, but I think it works the same way. Facebook posts you might click on around time of election. Candidate measuring information, voter guide. Yep, voter guide. Like somebody's going to say to me, hey, here's how I think you should vote in San Francisco. So, can I do that? No. Can I click on any of these? What's clickable? Go back is clickable. What's clickable here? Nope. Want to go back? If I click over here, will it tell me what's clickable? Okay. So these are clickable. Google searches, email from organization, Facebook tweets. So what's a Google search? Google search might you make candidate information, voter guide. Alright, yeah, voter guide. Voter guide. So I type that into Google and list official United Secret. No. Voter guides assembled for your. It's clickable. Voter guide assembled for your favorite organization from your favorite organizations. It's a little wordy, but about with endorsements from nonprofits, access across. Ask your friends too. I like it. It's a good start. wevote.usa.org voter guide. Okay, so let's click on it. Some stew. Gonna have a spoonful of stew. It's thick enough to eat with a fork, but I like a spoon anyways. wevote social voters guide. Research ballot items, learn from friends, take the polls. Neutral and private. 1,200 and you. Wow. My ballot location. Oakland, California, go. Alright. So what are my choices here? And you or go? I wonder if they both take the same place. This is kind of pletchy. It'd be good in a video commercial or something. But it doesn't really make sense. My ballot location. This is our best guess. Feel free to change. That's nice. Okay, so let's go. Here's the idea. Learn from community. You have organizations and friends you trust when it comes time to vote. Follow them so you can see what they endorse on your ballot. Or skip this, start my own. What are my choices here? Alright. So I guess I'm going to follow this. You are now following organization name. Okay, can I follow this? Yeah, okay. So I can continue. What's on my ballot? You found your ballot for this location. Look at the CH to show me the ballot. This is really a wireframe. Yeah, show me my ballot. Well, now one thing to notice is that they're showing me this on a mobile device, not a desktop. Which is weird, because if you're a policy wonk, like it looked like on the other one. I don't know. This seems to have nothing to do with the other wevotes that I saw. But people really do things like this on mobile devices? I guess so. All right, so friends and organizations you follow, 7 supported. So it's giving me a total of all my friends. So if I have like 50 friends, it'll tell me 5 of them support this candidate. Yeah, that's okay if you've got tons of people. I mean, if everybody did it, it'd be useful information, but um, more likely what we're going to see is a big list of zeros for everything. Unless all my friends have joined, then, well, I could have several organizations. But what, with pole vault, I see, here's pole vault. With pole vault, I have the Republican Party in here someplace, and I did that because I want to vote against them. This doesn't let me do this. This tells me, so for this, I only want friends and organizations. I don't want enemies. With pole vault, I may want to see what my enemy recommends, just to do the opposite. Alright, well, what are my choices here? Only one choice, okay. I can add a friend, so I can help each other, okay. Got my choices. So this is a joyride tour. This is going to go through more opinions, shows you organization, public personalities you can follow. Yep. Not sure what that icon is. Support, oppose, comment, ask. Okay. What are my choices? Lots of choices here. What do we have? My ballot, request, contact, activity feed? More? I have no idea what an activity feed is. It's an activity feed. This feature is coming soon. Alright. What does connect do? Add friends. Friends can see what you support and propose. Select from Facebook. Invite via email. None of your friends will be contacted until you choose to specify to invite them. That's nice. Excuse me while I eat my beef stew. Real users eat when they use the computer, especially when they're reading politics. Find organizations via Twitter, follow, create personal voter guide. Let's try create personal voter guide. Which elections are you creating a voter guide for? General election. My voter guide, voter name, introduction to voter guide here, intro to voter guide here, introduction to voter guide here. Oh, that's just Laura Mipsum. Okay. I guess my name would go there, and I would put an introduction here. This is my voter guide to give to other people, or is this a voter guide for me to use, provided by other people? This office, this looks like, this looks to me like a voter guide that I would give to other people. Okay, so this is if I want to make a voter guide. I don't want to make a voter guide. Create personal voter guide. So that means create personal voter guide for others to see my choices and recommendations, not create a personal voter guide for me to see what others recommend and choose for me. Alright. Well, how do I get back? Back to a menu. Let's see if that works. Save, print, or email ballot, share with friends, my voter guides, my ballot locations, public opinions, follow. How would that work? Yeah, okay, sure. Alright, well, I think I'm probably mostly explore. Start by following organizations you trust, click more opinions. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to explore this anymore. I was really coming here looking for a solution to voting. because I have a practical need for that right now. I want to vote early, and I'd like to use a voting guide to do it. But there's no information out there. So even Pole Vault didn't have any data in it, and this is not even usable. This is a mock-up for design consideration, programming consideration. Does the HackPad have a working progress? We started work on an onboarding document. This is me, by the way. I wrote this. Onboarding. You can find this document here. Got the logo, elevator pitch. We are making a social voting guide that lets you follow your friends and organizations, see how they're voting to help you make your decisions. Mission statement. I link to another document. Product framework. This is something from Code from America that they specified. It's good though. I like it, and it's every business needs this. What is the problem or project you're solving? Who is your main news courses? We did a survey to help answer this question. Target voter characterization, crossing the chasm. That's some resource and some information. It was really good, actually. The team leader and founder, I forget his name, but Dale, I think. He was really smart, and he found this target voter characterization, which is really useful. But we didn't seem to use it in our design and development process. It was weird. What does your product do specifically? Take your ballot, combine it with organizations you trust, combine it with friends you trust, and that gives you your ballot, so you're not starting from scratch. That's good. How does your product benefit the user? Lorem ipsum. So I started this. My specialty at Code for America is like starting all this business documentation up. Like, I'm the guy who fills this out, but I can't do it all in a vacuum. And how can we measure success? I think I really just didn't put that much effort into it. I sort of got them started, and it looked like they were doing their own thing. And I kind of lost interest. I kind of regret that, you know. There was so code. We keep all our code on GitHub. We use Slack for team communications. We have a pivotal tracker. I have no idea what that is. It's obviously some sort of tracker. We use HackPad for ideation, Google Drive. We got a Google Drive. What's in our Google Drive anyways these days? I wonder if there's any of my stuff in there still. Oh yeah, look at this. We've got all sorts of things. Yeah, here's like a nice wire flow. Can you see that? Yeah, nice wireframe flow diagram, mock-up sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, this is what they used for the Envision mock-up. So somebody made this, and great. All right. Honestly, I think that's a lot of work for a wireframe. I don't know. Depends on what you're using. Like JPEGs, yeah, sure, it's not too bad. But not what I want right now. What else do we have? Candidate detail. Design for review. Design sprint methodology. Yeah, the design sprint methodology was awesome. Alternatives to wevote. Oh, I think this is one I worked on. Yeah, these are my reviews. So I did a competitive analysis, looking at the other popular voting guides out there, and saw what they did well and what they did poorly, and started this and then I started this document. Oh look, yep, here's a comment. Not only did I write most of this, I think you can find that in the history file. See revision history. During French, Del McGrew. Yeah, he's the team leader, and he was the one who introduced me to Google Venture Startup Methodologies, and I got really excited and read a lot about that. And it's a really good system. I was really impressed, and I want to thank Dell for that because I want to use it all the time now. Where did I comment? Doesn't show me. Maybe I didn't comment. Maybe there's another document. I certainly made this comment. I think maybe I didn't. Let's see. So I definitely did the product framework, right? File, see your revision history. Yeah. Nobody else touched it though. That's what happened with the other projects. I started these documents, nobody else edited them or used them. So I was like, well, I don't want to just make documents in a vacuum for me to read. But probably most anything I did would be linked here. This is onboarding, so you should be able to get to everything from onboarding. Onboarding is what new team members see. Please find an introduction to designers at wevotedesign.org. Oh yeah, that's where I was. User stories, yeah, that's gonna be my specialty. Yeah, it's got my logo here, so I can tell it's mine because I always put like the quick link to the table of contents at the top, and I usually do something at the footer. Yeah, Code for America, SF Brigade, wevote.sf.org, permalink to this document, HTTPS, Google, blah, blah, blah. I always do that in my documents. It just makes life easier. So this is epic user story collections. These are not short user stories. These are just long things. It's easier to brainstorm epic user stories, you know? And then you have to break them down into use cases or shorter user stories. The phrase epic terminology, these are usually quite long, epic, and not immediately actionable because it's easiest to think of epic stories in brainstorming. This is for evaluating the mock-ups on. Yes. Okay, so this is where we start to define what we're trying to do, what works, what the user experiences. So I've created a format, tell us the user in the story, name, title, role. This is a template. Use this story. This user story is to evaluate mockups at screenshot. Oh, so this is, we're going to run this user story against this mockup. Which I think, is that the same one that we already looked at? I bet they must have improved it since then. Oh yeah, this is a better mockup. It's a hack pad, but this was more what I was expecting when I came to their website. I was expecting something like this, but this is like 6 months old or something. Let's see then. So, tell us about the user in the story. We want to know the goals and motivations of the user. Do we have a user persona for the story? This is really good stuff. Is this really accurate? Probably it is. GOO.gl. One L6. A little hard to. Oh, here we go. GLI6J7S. Start here if you want to know more about what I did for their user stories, which is kind of my thing. I am great at writing user stories. This is a sort of rubric for how to write a user story for new people. You don't have to follow all that. That's just ideas. Oh, and then I didn't actually create any epic user stories. Or maybe I did. I don't know, this looks like some sort of half-done thing. We had a spreadsheet. This is a persona based on row 2 of user Excel document. I had like a spreadsheet with some personas. Target voter characterization. Yeah, that was from the Crossing the Chasm document that Dale provided, and it was really good. And they surveyed 21 people. I thought it was useful, but I wanted to turn these into something a little more accessible with some sort of user story like this. But So I'm using that persona. So I'm using persona in row 2 for this particular user story. And oh, so okay, this is actually a completed one. Day in the life, 2 weeks before the election, I carry my ballot book everywhere I go. This is really mostly just copied from the Excel document, this first part here. This is persona based on row 2 of user stories Excel document. Here's the link, and here's the summary of the Excel document. But then I have this, which isn't really that clear, but these are instructions for how to write the next part of the user story, and this is me actually writing it. So, this person is specifically looking for voting advice website so they can make the most informed decision. They type into Google Words. Decision-making voting guide helps San Francisco, California. The website wevote comes up because it was purchased as an ad word, blah, 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 blah. Oh, rubric for evaluating epic user stories. I love rubrics. All right, so let's end this. Starting to drag on. This is sort of a work product thing for a volunteer thing more than a review for wevote, since wevote doesn't seem. I don't know if